Let's quickly open this up. Shivam Chavada of the Bharatiya Janata Party also joining us on the broadcast. Gautam Seth representing the Congress this morning. I've already introduced Priya Sehgal. Manish Gupta is with me as well. Akil Khan is joining us and Nigat Abbas will be joining us half an hour from now. She'll take over from Shivam to represent the BJP. Priya, good morning. How's it looking? You know, I mean, is it genuinely still too close, or are we now being able to have a better indication of how the politicians are digesting and preparing for this?
Well, Rishabh, good morning, and I must say, I was pretty excited to see that footage and reporting especially from Indore, Festival of Democracy. I think we're all pretty excited over here also, because whatever it is, these elections, each election counts, and especially these elections are seen as a semi-final to the next big elections in 24. So keeping that in mind, and keeping in mind the fact that, the exit polls have thrown up such a mixed bag of results that the election looks, too close to call for anyone at the end of the day. Though I did go to Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and I must say, my findings are a little different from one exit poll or the other, but it seems like I don't think anybody is now going to put their neck out for 2 minutes before the counting is to start to say which party is ahead. But definitely I don't think we can, apart from Telangana where the Congress is expected to pull out a surprise, Chhattisgarh also, Bhupesh Baghel will probably swing it. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, both seem to be very exciting states. Both the BJP and the Congress are geared up, and I think we'll get a good surprise from both the states. It's going to be a close contest.
But Priya, the sheer disconnection between the 2018 results, where it became a very close contest with the edge for the Congress. I mean, it was 0.5% vote in both the states, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Good enough that 0.5% vote. In fact, the BJP had a slight 0.5% advantage in Madhya Pradesh, but still couldn't get that extra 5 or 6 seats that turned out to be the difference. And a completely different result when it came to the Lok Sabha election just 5 months later, where the BJP took cent%, everything and near everything in Rajasthan, near everything in Madhya Pradesh. Why that disconnect? Are we something similar? Who knows?
Something similar, but these states, though we call them semi-finals, they don't actually, the assembly election, the general elections are often voted the other way around. I mean, the Vajpayee government also found out to their surprise when they called, spurred by the win in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, they went and called in for early elections, if you recall. And the UPA came to power. And at that time, I remember Jairam Ramesh had quipped that the loser doesn't know why they've lost and the winner doesn't know why they won. Everybody was a little perplexed by those results. So I think these states, assembly elections vote on local issues, while the 24 elections will be fought on the mandate of, Modi will be the key figure, for instance. It will be fought on the national issues, national faces, national prime ministerial faces, whereas local elections have been, we've seen strong local leaders taking the lead. BJP tried to make it a Modi issue, but they also realized halfway through they cannot do without Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Vasundhara Raje, and even Raman Singh was pulled out of the mothballs, Rishabh. So at the end of the day, they realized that
local issues. Manish ji, that's the case of comparison doesn't lie in UP, for example. In UP, sweep at the state level, sweep at the national level. I mean, you're taking, by barring 3-4 seats in the Lok Sabha, you're taking everything else. So what was Yogi doing differently? Because initially, when the Modi factor in national politics began, it was Raman Singh, it was very much Vasundhara Raje, it was very much Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Raman Singh by the time were 2-time, aiming to be 3-time chief ministers. These were the regional bulwarks of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Have they had their day now?
See, if you see the leadership of BJP, from Atal Bihari to Lal Krishna Advani and Modi and Yogi, people always like the hardliners. When Lal Krishna Advani was hardliner, Atal was not that popular than Advani, and then Modi became more popular. And now, if you see, Yogi is somewhere more popular than Modi ji, especially in UP. And what was the problem in UP? In many last regime of Mayawati and Mulayam Singh Yadav, the only problem is law and order. And here, Yogi did very well. He started with the bulldozer and started encounter and all. And just because of this, the people of UP, they liked Yogi very much, because they were not happy with the Yadav politics, especially Muslim Yadav Gadjod, which were mainly leading to Gundaraj type of things. So this is the basic difference between the Rajasthan MP versus UP. Here we have very good leader Yogi in UP, and now in Rajasthan we have a crisis of leadership. We talk about the BJP. See, there is a crisis, differences between Vasundhara Raje and other leadership. So there is, at present, there is no clear leadership face in Rajasthan.
Okay, who knows? There was one point of time where it was not clear that Yogi Adityanath would become Chief Minister of UP. Here he is, a couple of terms now in, and doing very well for himself. Some people will say that he's in the line for a future BJP role at the national level as well. Who knows? Let me quickly open this up. I still have my reporters on the ground. Gautam Seth of the Congress with us this morning also. Gautam, good morning. Now, you had a couple of days to digest things in Telangana. Let me pick up from there, because the elections closed last over there. What are the results of the digestion? Are you more confident today that there is an upset about to happen in Telangana?
No, you see, overall, in all these states and specifically in Telangana, we are seeing that there is a shift of narrative in the pattern of voting. And that shift of narrative is coming from the politics of polarization to the politics of issues, to development-oriented politics, to matters and that day-to-day life which, make a difference in people's lives. So the Congress party tried to concentrate the elections on those issues. The Congress party took guarantees to people which were, a medium of economic empowerment of various sections of society. And the people have reciprocated. Telangana, because I myself worked there for a couple of months, I'm extremely confident. The Congress, there was a tsunami of Congress in Telangana. We are going to get very high numbers. We are going to perform extremely well in Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh as well. Rajasthan was a close contest. However, the Congress seems to have an edge. So I am very optimistic about today, and I am sure that the results that we are going to see today will set the platform, will set the play area, will set the narrative for 2024. And the Congress, which was, being written off by many in this country, is back with a bang. The Indian National Congress, the wave of Rahul Gandhi, the wave of Bharat Jodo Yatra is now being seen.
All right, you're excited about a different kind of wave. But Chetan, last time around, it was close, very close in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, and you won 3, but it didn't, it completely turned around 3-4 months later. Forget having a good contest, Rajasthan, I mean, cent percent went to the BJP, for example. So is there a disconnect? Do you accept at least there's a disconnect at the state level? People are voting for different things. At the national level, it still might be something different. Chetan? Can you hear us? Okay. Gautam, why don't you take that thought? Is there a disconnect between the state and the national levels like we saw in 2018 last time and 2019?
I think in 2019 and, the BJP has always been successful to push its polarization agenda, to divert the people from the issues that matter. And their politics of diversion has succeeded more than, many occasions in Indian politics. But what I see this time is that now people are frustrated. And that frustration is because, now when they are not able to make food because expenses are at the highest, LPG rates are at the highest, when the poor is not able to afford the basic lifestyle, when it haunts them every day. So when issues start haunting your day-to-day life, that is usually when people wake up. And I think that feeling is now back.
Okay, I'm assuming that politicians do actually do honest analysis and try to figure out what's good, what's bad and ugly. But obviously on TV, they make statements expressing confidence in politics. Priya, there is an importance for the Congress because they've hung in there. They've had they figured out something in Himachal. A win is a win. In Karnataka, it was more than just a win. They didn't require the support of the JDS, which is very comforting if you're in the Congress. They've not had a bad show, at least in the campaign in Madhya Pradesh. They figured out Gehlot and Sachin, kept them together at least for 5 years. So you'd think there are some things to look forward to, but then something suddenly goes a cropper when it came to the national election last time around, where the performance was even worse, despite having just won 3 states. Is there a disconnect?
Yes, of course, there is a disconnect which we've talked about. How especially in the terms of they were not letting local leaders have their sway. They were too hung up on this whole Gandhi charisma. Rahul Gandhi was a hit and run politician, but I think a lot has changed since then. I'm not it's just not they're not just depending on Rahul Gandhi alone. They're depending on local leaders, and they've also got Mallikarjun Kharge. Kharge's role is very important, especially within the organization. He may not be a mass leader, but he has played a great role in being the consensus man. It's even in the Karnataka elections, it was he who brought a consensus between DK Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah. It was after he stepped in that
Karnataka is his fort, right?
No, I'm just giving you state by state example. In terms of warring leaders, I'm not saying the election was won, but after the election was won, the fights began also. So, ditto between Gehlot and Pilot. It's Kharge who's coming in and playing the role of a consensus builder and an organization man. He's letting local leaders take their sway, whether it is rightly or wrongly Kamal Nath in Madhya Pradesh, Gehlot in Rajasthan, and Baghel in Chhattisgarh. So in that sense, Gandhis are campaigning. Rahul Gandhi is doing what he likes to do best, give gyan and ideologue or whatever. Priyanka's become a star campaigner, and Kharge is handling the organizational nuts and bolts. In fact, I was there at Kharge's. There was a book launch to celebrate 50 years of his.
Just 2-3 days ago.
2-3 days ago, and there the mood was very upbeat. They were saying that after he's come in, there seems to be morale has gone up. The party feels it's on a winning streak. It's won Himachal, Karnataka, as you said. Maybe he has to win Karnataka, it's his home state, but they were also feeling that they will probably sweep 3 of the 4 states that are going to polls. The results are coming in today of the 5. 3 they think they will win. So in that sense, the Congress is feeling upbeat. I don't know how much it will translate.
But for a BJP that takes even municipal elections, panchayat elections very, very seriously, they are happy to go where they have never been before. I mean, they'll take Tamil Nadu seriously and Kerala seriously, and Bengal we know how vociferously vicious it became on all sides. So they take it seriously, but they look at this one and say there is a disconnect. The Modi factor is intact. We are fighting different things in the states, and it's okay. We got to take a few defeats in the bag because the larger pie is 5 months later.
No, absolutely. BJP even fights municipal elections, Delhi municipal, MCD elections, Hyderabad municipal elections. Modi went and campaigned. So definitely they take every election seriously. Congress hasn't reached that scale yet. No way, you're right. But given that, the fact is, they're trying to fight these on different models. Assembly elections are fought on the local model, and they're assuming that one is assuming they will have a national model intact for the national elections. The India Alliance, what was very interesting at that Kharge's book launch, Rishabh, was the fact that there were other leaders, Yechuri, T.R. Balu, the RJD leader Manoj Jha, and they all were saying that Kharge should take the lead. So if that would happen, the India Alliance can get its act together. It's too late in the day, but at least they're thinking on the national level.
Okay. So last time around when a Congress government was being sworn, not this time, the previous time, all of them showed up, from Mamta to Arvind to everybody showed up at the swearing in. It seemed like an alliance would be forming for the 2019 elections, and then nothing happened. Because the inconsistencies of the ground eventually then means that when it comes to seat divisions, you just can't do it. The Congress doesn't necessarily benefit from the India Alliance. If they have to give up mileage, you have to make a judgment call. Is it worth doing, or should we fight it out? So it's still inconsistent. But there is that temptation of mathematics. Because the temptation of mathematics is telling you that the BJP only gets 40%. If we just get our maths right in terms of our alliances, we can beat them. Forget a sweep one way, you can sweep it the other way, and we can form a coalition government. But that temptation of mathematics doesn't always equate, as we often argue in chemistry, on the ground. Manish ji, we're going to see these numbers now start formulating. It's very early to start commenting about what's actually happening on our screens. But how much does today matter for 5 months later?
See, I think as Priya said earlier, the elections for this state is different than the elections for the 2024, which is for the national issues. And most important, I am observing that in these elections in the 5 states, BJP has not put in any special masala kind of thing in the election. They have not brought anything against Rahul, anything against the local leadership except some cases of Bhupesh Baghel, because they are stocking their issues for the next election. So they are at least prepared that whatever we get, we will get some Rajya Sabha seats here. So that's all the issue. So BJP is as far as not very much concerned for the result, because they also want to see there are some issues like Jatigat Jangarna, because it is a issue which they cannot handle easily. So they want that let the people handle. If the Congress wins in Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh, so if whatever they will do, it will harm to them. So because it is like a gin in the bottle. So once it will come out, it will harm to them. So BJP is into relaxed mode at present.
No, but are you saying that the BJP doesn't mind that the state governments who have to do local governance, let them be there, because that actually gives Modi something to campaign for and against, to speak about something?
Not like that. But जो सर्वस्व झोंकने वाली बात है, I mean, you understand, BJP is doing very seriously. Every effort they can trying it, they are trying, but they are not using their special Brahmastra, because it is their target. See, at present, entire BJP is running behind Modi ji. So Modi first.
There's no question about it. Priority is 2024. But does that mean the BJP, which I said, which takes even panchayat polls so seriously, is happy to say it's okay? Let's save our energy. I probably don't think so. I think they're all in it to win it as aggressively as possible. Could you argue that you could have had Narendra Modi not be, for example, he's believe it or not, he's in Abu Dhabi, Dubai right now, where he's attending an international summit, which he's supposed to return from sometime today. Okay, let's touch base with what's actually happening on the ground, because you're seeing numbers on your screen. They're very early figures, not worth commenting about. But let me find out. Megha is there outside the Rajasthan College in Jaipur. Megha, so I'm assuming the counting have begun, because the visuals of the postal ballots being counted are with us.
Right. As per the early leads, I'm getting to know that there is one seat from Rajasthan where the BJP seems to be leading. I'm also getting information right now that there is a big meeting that has been organized by the BJP, by the Congress. There are as many as on 4th of December is 12 p.m. is when there is going to be a Congress meeting that is going to be organized in Jaipur. Now, amongst the people that would be attending it is Bhupendra Hooda, Mukul Vasnavik, and Shakil Ahmed. They are all going to be present in Rajasthan tomorrow. Remember, Bhupendra Hooda has been given the charge of handling Rajasthan. So he would be arriving. There is going to be, in fact, Randeep Surjewala is also going to be present in Rajasthan tomorrow. So that's that. But also, if I could shed more light into what's happening in Jaipur right now, we're getting to know that at Commerce College. So these are the two places where the counting is taking place. One is Commerce College and the other one is Rajasthan College. In Commerce College, these are the constituencies where the counting is currently taking place. It's Chemu, Fulera, Jaksu, Kishanpol. Kishanpol was amongst one of these three constituencies that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had also visited. Now, this is also a Muslim-dominated area. This has been a traditional Congress bastion. Now, amongst the other two constituencies that the Prime Minister had held roadshows was in Adarsh Nagar and Hawa Mahal constituency, which we
all
also
right, Megha, stay with us as we speak. Digvijay Singh is speaking out this morning. Let's quickly listen into what he is saying.
अब उस तरह के लोग हमारे पास नहीं हैं।
सर, ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया कितना बड़ा फैक्टर होने वाला है, क्योंकि पिछली बार आप लोगों के साथ थे, इस बार दूसरे उसमें
ग्वालियर चंबल संभाग में वो फैक्टर नहीं तो और कहाँ होंगे।
कितनी सीटें सर लग रही हैं कि
मैं तो पहले भी कहता रहा, आज भी कहता हूँ 130 प्लस।
सर, निर्दलीय और बागियों से बातचीत है आप लोगों की? सर, किला टूटेगा सर?
ऐसा है, हम तो 130 सीटें लेके आ रहे हैं, बाकी जो होगा सो देखेंगे।
शिवराज सिंह चौहान की विदाई तय है, क्योंकि वो जीत को लेकर आश्वस्त दिख रहे हैं, लगातार उनके बयान आ रहे हैं।
ना केवल विदाई तय है, लेकिन अब उनके अच्छे दिन समाप्त हो गए।
2000 राज खत्म हो रहा है, आपने ट्वीट किया है आपने सुबह, जंगल राज खत्म हो रहा है, क्या कहना चाहेंगे इसके ऊपर?
जंगल राज में जिस प्रकार से आदिवासियों को प्रताड़ित किया गया है, गरीबों को प्रताड़ित किया गया है, झूठ बोला गया है, धोखा दिया गया है, उसे और क्या कहेंगे?
अधिकारियों पर भी कार्रवाई होगी जिन्होंने एक तरफा
जो देखिए, बात यह है जो नियम कानून और भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त का पालन ना करते हुए भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त है, उनके खिलाफ तो कार्रवाई होना ही चाहिए।
सर, पोस्टर्स लगाए गए शुभकामनाओं के कमलनाथ
जी,
पहले ही जीत से पहले ही पोस्टर लगा दिए गए हैं सर पूरे।
लगाने वालों से पूछो
सर 2000।
All right, okay. Let me just quickly touch base in Hyderabad as we open this up. Madhu is my colleague joining us. Madhu, what's the situation? I'm being told that counting has now begun well and truly, and the numbers are starting to pop up on our screens.
Yes, well, Rishabh, the counting has begun, and first the postal ballot will be counted. And as of now, you can see we are here in Fine Arts College at Masap Tank area. Since morning 5:30 a.m., the police have made elaborate arrangements. Election commissioner officers are here. The political party observers are here. The central committee, observers are also here. Arrangements of counting are completed across, 49 counting centers in overall 119 constituencies with 1766 counting tables and 131 tables for postal ballots alone. And also, these will be done. Counting will be done in the presence of representatives of the candidates of various parties, and also electron EVMs from the 119 reception centers are taken to strong rooms. From 49 to from there they are taken to 49 counting centers, and the CCTV camera is installed here in every counting center, which will be directly sending a live feed to the election commissioner's office, where it is the control room of the entire setup. So overall, if we speak in Hyderabad, we got more than 10 counting centers. One is in Mushirabad and Malakpet and Amirpet, Khairatabad, AV College, and Indo Stadium at Amberpet, and Kota Vijay Bhaskar Reddy Stadium at Khairatabad. Jubilee Hills constituency also got Kota Vijay Bhaskar Reddy Stadium. So particularly if we speak about this Nizamabad Nampally constituency, we have seen a tough battle between the AIMIM candidate Majid Hussain, and also he's a former mayor of Hyderabad, and also on the other side is rival Congress contestant Feroz Khan, who is also a very controversial leader who's got a lot of criminal cases against him. But here in Nampally area, we see that Congress is holding a upper hand here, and not only in Nampally, Congress is holding upper hand in several other constituencies of erstwhile Khammam district, and leaders like Revant Reddy.
Well, Madhu, we're going to find out. We are in that awkward hang time where the figures start coming in, but they're very early to call it. But that's what it's saying on your screens over there. That in Chhattisgarh, it is the Congress that is pulling ahead. It is the BJP pulling ahead in Madhya Pradesh. In Telangana, the Congress in the lead. In Rajasthan, neck to neck this morning. Remember, in the first half an hour or so, the postal ballots are counted. After that, there are several rounds of voting. EVM counting is instantaneous. You get the results instantaneously, which are posted outside the counting booths. There's a physical piece of paper is actually put after every round of counting. If it is close, we'll have to wait till 8th, 9th, 10th round of counting to call seat by seat. Once you call seat by seat, then you can have a judgment of how it is planning out in the entire state. If there is a sweep, we'll know by about 10:30, a couple of hours from now, it'll be over. If it is still close and it comes down to hundreds of votes, as it did last time around, then we're going to be here until the late afternoon before we know who's winning, let alone who's forming the government and who's becoming Chief Minister. Akhil Khan also joining us this morning. Akhil ji, stick your neck out. Are we sticking with the principle that the Congress is doing okay in Chhattisgarh, probably doing okay in Madhya Pradesh, a bit of trouble in Rajasthan, and maybe a surprise in Telangana?
As I said earlier, that Congress hope to win in 4 states, and Mizoram is going to have a hung assembly. So, result will show after some time, half an hour, it will be very clear that who is coming up. But most important aspect of all these elections of the 5 states and early elections, I would say the ideology. Rather, it's not exactly the ideology, but the Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party's Bijli, Pani, Shiksha, Swasthya and Rozgar. All those issues are the main election plan for this 5 states election. I would say that now Congress will have an upper hand in the next 2024 member of parliament elections, and BJP should think this is a semi-final for that, and if they win, they will be able to fight the election 2024, and I am thinking, and the election trends are showing that BJP is not going to win this.
Okay, let's pick this up. Priya, how important does it become? How nervy does it become? Shivraj Chauhan, is he really seriously suspecting a 5th term, or is he simply holding the fort, trying to keep things calm? He knows that 5th term as CM, even if they do well, is not happening. Or does he get a thumping win and there's no option?
Good. Actually, Rishabh, yeah, I was also thinking, let's talk about faces. And, there are a whole lot of careers at stake over here. It's Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Kamal Nath, for instance, if you're talking Madhya Pradesh first. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, if the BJP sweeps, I think he's going to be staking claim. But I don't think the Prime Minister will make him, because the Modi Shah are pretty ruthless in their thing. And if they were not going to make him, फिर ये पंगा क्यों लेते शुरू से, पहले से बना देते वसुंधरा और शिवराज को, as this one Yashwant Deshmukh once told me in my show. And I think he has a point. Why take up the issue and sideline them and risk losing the state initially? It was much later in the day they brought them in. So I think if the BJP sweeps Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan will not be able to stake claim. And if the BJP makes it a narrow win, then again Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the blame will be on him, so he will not be able to come back.
Okay, so we are seeing
Shivraj Singh Chauhan, I don't see coming back.
Alternate career options over there. What about Kamal Nath? Surely this is the last time that he's going to lead a state election if a full term and a full assembly term of 5 years lasts.
Kamal Nath, yes. Kamal Nath is actually, I don't think, like Shivraj Singh Chauhan may be accommodated in the cabinet if the BJP comes back in 24, which it looks, too early to tell, but it looks that way. Kamal Nath, on the other hand, has antagonized his high command. Also, Rahul Gandhi is not very pleased with the way the campaign was run. Kamal Nath also was, if you recall, he didn't let the India bloc come and hold a rally over there. He took his own line on Sanatan Dhan. He pretty much had his own say in ticket distribution. This was his battle to win or lose. So if he wins, then no one can stop his claim from being chief ministership. In fact, told Rishabh that 7 December is the day of the swearing in. But if he loses, then the whole blame will be dumped on him, and he will have a hard fight to come back.
But is there leadership change? Sachin Pilot, I mean, what does he do? Is the party really setting him up? Because you've seen a more toned down campaign from him. He was far more out there, no doubt about it, 5 years ago than he was this time around. So is he sulking, or is he waiting to pull a Jyotiraditya in a year or two?
I think he won't do that, because he did that halfway and he realized that he's better off in the Congress than the BJP. See, Ashok Gehlot, if again Congress wins, the Congress will not be able to deny Ashok Gehlot another term. Whatever promise Priyanka and Rahul and late Ahmed made to Sachin Pilot, they will not be able to keep it, at least for the beginning. And I don't think Sachin Pilot will buy that bogey of rotational chief ministership or deputy CM. It's going to be tough for Sachin Pilot personally if the Congress wins. There's the irony there, that both Sachin Pilot and Vasundhara will have a tough shot. If the party wins, they will both have a bitter pill to swallow. Sachin Pilot will have to wait in the wings for Ashok Gehlot, whether he finishes the next term as chief ministership. And if the Congress loses in Rajasthan, then the field is clear for Sachin Pilot. Okay. Then nobody will deny him a chance, a clear field this time around, with no Ashok Gehlot hanging in the shadows.
Gautam Seth, is it but obvious Ashok Gehlot returns in Rajasthan if you do win today?
You see, there's a process in the Congress when we choose a chief minister. The legislative party, that is the elected members, they would sit together. The central leadership will send a few observers. There will be discussion. And then finally a consensus will be made. And in that consensus, whosoever emerges as the leader of the CLP, whosoever emerges as the choice of the MLAs in consensus with the central leadership, will be made the chief minister.
Okay, you get that, we talk about politically correct. Now Gautam is taking it at one step forward. He's becoming diplomatic. So that's as politically correct a statement as you can possibly hear. But there's been no doubt about it. Sachin Pilot's campaigning, even in his areas, where of course he's represented the party in the Lok Sabha in the past, has not been as aggressive as it was. It makes sense for him to sit this one out, because there's no point in being in government if you can't really have the power. Deputy Chief Minister means nothing. It's like Deputy PM. It means in a sense means nothing. Gautam, let me. Yeah, go ahead.
Sachin's campaigns, and in the campaign he did not mention one of Gehlot's schemes. He didn't take his name. He did not mention any of that Chiranjeevi scheme, the insurance Bima Yojana that was really doing the rounds. He spoke about the Congress. He spoke about achievements. He attacked the BJP. It was a fair campaign, but he did not take Gehlot's name.
He wants to win a few. He doesn't want to be. They don't want to be wiped out in Dausa and in Ajmer and all these places. But you would want to win a few. But if somebody is going to be the fall guy next time around, it better be the other guy and not you. Let me quickly get Manish Gupta into this. Manish ji, when it comes to the personalities, Vasundhara Raje, if there is a BJP advantage here, is it but obvious that it has to be here? They don't have an option. They can't bring in somebody from the who's maybe a union minister at the center at this point of time.
As I said earlier also, the focus of BJP is on 2024. Even if the BJP wins or if BJP comes on the margin, Basundhara Rajesh surely will not be the CM candidate. Because in the last election, it was the very popular slogan that BJP, Basundhara teri khair nahi or BJP tere se bair nahi. So meaning thereby, if Basundhara gets the chance, then in the 2024 BJP will not get any chance. So it is very clear in the Rajasthan, Basundhara is not going to get the seat. And on the same side, Ashok Gehlot is 70, so he is 5-year time for at least for the age of 75. So if he wins or he is on the margin, he will be in the position to be the chief minister.
Okay, but why not? What is the festering issue that is still continuing? Because Rajasthan delivered cent percent everything in the Lok Sabha last time around. Why would the BJP be tempted to upset the apple cart in Rajasthan? Because they need cent percent this time around also. They don't want to lose even a single seat.
Correct. And in this 10% program, the Jatigat Janagana has made the issues. So that is the reason. I mean, BJP has to focus again. And here, the major shift is Gurjar vote. If BJP is inviting Sachin Pilot and Sachin Pilot is ready to come, then they will make a good shift.
No, because Gurjar Pilot might not be ready to come. He might not shift, because if he had to shift, he should have done it a couple of years ago. So he's probably not going to shift, but that doesn't mean the vote doesn't shift. The vote can shift.
Yes.
And the vote, and that's the 7, 8, 10 seats. There can be potential 40 seats that are influenced by the Gujjar vote, but 7, 8, 10 seats is the difference you need in forming the government. Akhil Khan, what went right and wrong this last time around? 0.5% was the vote difference, but there was sufficient seat difference for Gehlot, along with a few Congress rebels who had left recently the party, to come back and form the government. How do you win an election in the end of 1 year and then a national election, lose every single seat 5 months later? What happened? What went wrong in 2019 for the Congress?
You see, 2019 you are talking about. In 2018, when the last election was conducted for this assembly elections for these states, BJP was predicted to win in many states, but they lost. So right now, I think 2024 is the most important important thing for BJP right now. Semi-final, this 5-state semi-final, if they don't win, it's going to be a very tough fight in 2024.
My question was just a 0.5% vote difference, but enough to form a government. How do you go from forming a government in a state and losing every single Lok Sabha seat? It wasn't just in Rajasthan. I mean, you can ask the same question in Delhi. How does the Aam Aadmi Party sweep everything at the local elections and then not win one Lok Sabha seat just a few months later?
There are so many aspects, because Delhi people are very aware, they know the things what to do. So they expected from the BJP that they will do something good, but unfortunately, Delhi member of parliament you will find nowhere in the public domain.
You're doing everything possible not to answer my questions. Okay, I really wish we could have honest conversations. They become a lot more easier than taking positions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, very interesting developments are happening on your screens, and with every minute that ticks, they become more interesting, because they are indicating to us that a pattern is forming, and we are here to judge patterns. So the irony is that it is Rajasthan this morning that is very, very close. It is Madhya Pradesh this morning on first dipstick test that the BJP has a clear advantage in. Chhattisgarh, ironically, also close, and there is an advantage for the Congress in Telangana in the very early hours of vote counting. That could form perhaps the most telltale pattern of polling results day 2023. That figure on the top right of your screens, where if you were in the KCR family, you are hoping that it would be everything coming your way like it did last time around. So remember, the exit polls predicted that this is going to be a contest for the BJP, that is going to be close with perhaps the advantage the BJP or Congress one way or the other, okay? And Chhattisgarh is going to be advantage Congress, and Telangana, it might be a Congress surprise. Look at what's happening in Telangana. 31 now leads for the Congress, 26 for the BRS, 60 odd, 66 you need there to form the government. In Chhattisgarh, it is pretty close. If the BJP is looking right now this morning at a 23-figure mark, they would be happier this morning. In Madhya Pradesh, the leads, early leads are going the Bharatiya Janata Party's way. It is very close and very tellingly close in Rajasthan. This is why politics is exciting, because nobody, not even the contenders, knows what the wisdom of the crowd is finally going to be. Let me get Priya in on quickly on the early morning trends. This is at 8:30, so we are only about half an hour into counting.
Well, Rishabh, I've seen that early morning trends are often reversed later, but it is, if this continues, then it is very symbolic of what we've been talking about, too close to call. Numbers are just going up and down, especially in Rajasthan. And if that happens, even if it is such a close fight, then, a lot of credit would go to Ashok Gehlot, because Rajasthan does vote. Inka riwaz hi hai to vote one government out and one government in, which is why the Congress campaign was, ki aap riwaz badlo, Raj mat badlo. So, they were saying, vote us, keep us back on the seat. Too close to call, still it's and it shows, there is an upbeat mood early on. The Congress camp was, you would say BJP versus Congress ka matlab walkover for BJP. Now, of course, the Congress is putting up a fight, holding their own at least in 2 states. Telangana would be a great win, but Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh.
All right, let me take you through. Ashok Gehlot leading in his constituency in Sardarpura, no big surprise. Sanjay Bandi of the BJP leading in Karimnagar. As we speak of the 7 assembly constituency seats in Bhopal, in the south seat, Congress is ahead. In the middle seat, Congress in the north of Bhopal as well. In Narela, the BJP is ahead. In Huzur, the BJP is ahead. Govindpuri, BJP ahead. Bersia, BJP ahead. So out of the 7 seats, the BJP leading in 4 out of in Bhopal and trailing in 3. These are the latest. I'm going to keep on going through them as we get them one by one of the developments that are taking place. In Sarguja, it is in Raipur. We are expecting reactions to be coming in as we speak of the postal ballots. I'll take you through the updates one by one. So the leads are forming. It is early morning at the end of postal ballots, and ladies and gentlemen, there have been times when even the parties themselves are convinced that they won the election and come back a couple of hours later to know that they fell 3-4 short. It happened in Maharashtra famously. We all learned that lesson bitterly. The BJP learned that lesson bitterly. So they saved the fireworks for a lot longer these days. But the interesting trend that you're seeing forming is Rajasthan is neck to neck. Madhya Pradesh, there is a clear BJP early morning advantage. Telangana is seeming to be heading the way of the Congress, and Chhattisgarh is closer than Bhupesh Baghel this morning would want. He would want a pretty thumping lead at this point of time to settle in. Maniji, take your thoughts on the results so far.
See, the results of Rajasthan is expected, but I think BJP should lead, because almost all the survey, all the exit poll says BJP will lead. So, taking their side, I think let the result come, BJP will be on the upper side.
Okay,
and
Madhya Pradesh, the boss of the BJP joining us this morning. Nigat, are the nerves? It is an exam. You guys also don't know which way it's going to go. How nervy is it right now where you're sitting?
It will not be right to say that we are nervous about it. I am pretty much sure that all the 4 states we're going to win, and tomorrow also the 5th state we are going to form the government, because the people this time has really voted for the development, and they've seen how how many efforts the BJP government in center and in different states are put to uplift the women, to bring the women empowerment in the situation, also for the youth. So government has been really working hard, and people have voted on that. It's not that we have to be worried about the initial counting. It's just the start, and by the evening you'll be seeing that we are going to celebrate and BJP is going to form the government.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm that journalist in between that period from a generation that had no social media and mine that actually started beginning. It killed 2 things. It killed cricket commentary, because the commentators don't say anything honest and critical, and it killed political spokespersons, because everybody is being politically correct even now. It's okay to honestly say that we are probably not going to do well in Mizoram, but okay, that's a loss we'll take. We have to look better, and Himanta is going to look after that for us when the elections come up in 2024. But that doesn't happen. But very interesting developments are happening. Okay, yes. Very interesting developments are happening, because the Rajasthan contest, every minute that ticks ahead, it is neck to neck. Diya Kumari, I'm told, is now leading in her seat as we speak. I'm going to take you through the developments one in one. But Priya, if the opposite happens, if Rajasthan becomes the close contest and MP becomes the one that the BJP takes, that is going to be a reversal from what we were thinking 1 month ago.
And the BJP will take it as a win. You know, the BJP, Madhya Bharat is really the god of RSS. You know, so BJP to win Madhya Pradesh is very important for them. You know, even more than Rajasthan, I would say, in terms of their ideology and their committed vote. So BJP will take that as a win, even if they lose Telangana, Chhattisgarh, and Rajasthan. Importance of Madhya Pradesh in the BJP scheme of things is immense, which is why I think towards the end the PM also pulled back, let Shivraj Singh Chauhan have a say. They even went to the RSS Rishabh midway through the campaign and appealed to them and had a conversation with them that okay, we will do things your way, which is why Shivraj Singh Chauhan was again given the upper hand. So for them to win Madhya Pradesh, they will declare it as a win, and they, you know how BJP is so good at messaging. Even if the Congress may have won 3 other states, BJP will then will somehow walk away with all the the applauds and the messaging saying that we have won. And definitely for them, because even when Congress won Madhya Pradesh in Lok Sabha, BJP retained both Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, it retained its lead. In Madhya Pradesh, there was only one Congress seat, which was Kamal Nath's.
Okay, quick updates. Raipur, Congress leading in all the assembly seats in Raipur. Diya Kumari, as I mentioned, from Vidyadhar is leading. Anshuman Singh on your screens is leading from Bikaner. So quick developments are coming in. Remember, we are into several rounds of counting that still have to happen. If the leads are emphatic, they will turn into wins very readily. The lessons from these states are that the leads are generally not emphatic. We don't know if this is going to be a sweep, but the big takeaway at the end of the coastal ballot counting, which is concluding in all the states, is that the BJP is up to a thumping start this morning. In Madhya Pradesh, it is in Rajasthan that the battle is very close, with about 50% of the seats from Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan now reporting their numbers. In Chhattisgarh, it is not a surprise. The Congress is leading. They're sweeping currently the capital of Raipur. We don't know how that goes in an hour's time, but that is going down the predicted route. And have a look at the neck and neck battle that is taking place, with almost 75 seats reporting from Telangana, 38 leads for the Congress, 30 for the BRS. The BJP, which was sitting at only 1, is hoping to get between 6 and 10, currently leading in 2. Remember, the BJP got more Lok Sabha seats out of Telangana than it did assembly constituency seats. As you've seen the latest shots of visuals coming in, no shocking development there, of course, that Ashok Gehlot is also leading from his seat as we speak. Akil Khan wants to make a point. Akil Khan, go ahead.
Yeah, I have been to Madhya Pradesh for a month, and I have seen that BJP, that there are a lot of people, those were not happy with the BJPs. And I have talked with some councillors
okay, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Kamal Nath speaking this morning. Let's listen in. Okay, well, saying no comment. Okay, he's saying no comment. I'll let you finish your thought, Akil Khan.
So I have seen that on the ground, BJP people, they themselves are very much not with BJP. They were asking people to just give a good candidate from Aam Aadmi Party, and they will be able to give them, because they are not happy with even the Congress. They wanted change. But I think Aam Aadmi Party could not do something groundwork. They may have some financial problems as well. So BJP, I don't think still that BJP may not be able to win Madhya Pradesh as I see on the ground conditions there.
Okay,
but if I may come in, Rishabh,
go ahead,
on Madhya Pradesh, I agree, there was a lot of anger even with the Shivraj Singh Chauhan government and a lot of 18 years anti-incumbency. What worked was the announcement of the Ram Janmabhoomi. They said that on 24th January we are going to be doing the inauguration. People in villages, in Chindwara in villages, were saying that we usually vote for the Congress, but जो राम को सम्मान BJP दे रही है उनके घर में और कोई नहीं दे रहा है. So that has also helped.
I mean, if the BJP do take it, okay, if they take Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, Rajasthan. They're not expected to take Chhattisgarh, okay, but they do reasonably well, okay. But if they take Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, I mean, you feel, okay, hey, here we are, fifth term in the past minus 3 years. So in the past 30 years, we are holding most of these states, like Madhya Pradesh for a long time, Priya. It would be a big deal. They won't certainly be taking it lightly if they actually take Madhya Pradesh. It will be something special.
No, very special, and Shivraj Singh Chauhan hopes to beat Jyoti Basu's record and just remain in seat. So I don't know if Modi and Shah
I was researching this. I really honestly thought 5th term CM would be a big deal. But then you realize in India, no big deal. I mean, Naveen Patnaik is still sitting there. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. You mentioned Jyoti Basu. India has a penchant for letting people stay once they really like them for 20, 30 years. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I was just talking to Bhupesh Baghel, 3 days ago, and after the exit polls, and we were discussing how if he wins, he will be the first Congress to make a comeback after a decade. After Sheila Dikshit in 2013, he is going to be the first one to make a comeback. When the Congress, it's a big deal for a CM to make a comeback. Maybe not in BJP and regional parties.
Okay. You're seeing the irony now. 122 or 199 seats reporting from Rajasthan. It can't get more neck and neck in this.
Wow.
In Madhya Pradesh, it's looking ironically a lot different. We are too early. We're probably an hour early before we can be confident about the trends. But have a look at Chhattisgarh. It is increasingly looking like not just a win, but a repeat of a thumping win. I know it's going to be the subtlety of vote share, which will be examined a bit later, because a small amount of vote share translates in a lot of seats. At the national level, just 4-5% vote share is the difference between 300 plus seats and 50 seats. So I know you can do hair splitting over that, but a win is a win. And in the parliamentary system, this is what matters. Look at Telangana, 77 of 119 seats reporting in leads, 38 for the Congress, but the BRS is hanging in there with 32 leads. They are going to be hoping, fingers crossed, toes crossed, that they hang in there for another 5 years. It is existential crisis. Manish, you wanted to make a quick point. Go ahead, sir.
See, we were talking about the CM post of MP. Shivraj Singh Chauhan has 1 point. He is just 64. Whereas his opponent Kamalnath is 77. You see, so 64 is, in the India politics, 64 is nothing. It is a very moderate age. So I think he can be the CM again. I don't have any doubt if they win reasonably, because the only contestant is Narendra Singh Tomar or Jyotiraditya Scindia. But I think Jyotiraditya Scindia is already happy in centre, because he knows after in 2024, if they win, they will get very good position in centre. So I think Shivraj Singh Chauhan may be the next CM of MP.
Okay, T.S. Singh, you're leading from Ambikapur. No big surprises there. How long he's going to hang in there in the rough commentary? We interviewed him just a couple of days ago. He was very diplomatically correct with us and said, we work as a team, and but let's not kid ourselves. He's been hanging in there for a long period of time. It is the importance of Bhupesh Baghel. Remember, when the Congress had nothing, they had Chhattisgarh. When they lost and had to become third fiddle in Maharashtra, they had Chhattisgarh. Party also has to run, and Bhupesh Baghel was helping run the party for a long period of time, which is what kept him there despite everything. Narendra Tomar in Dimani leading for the BJP, of course, union minister there, important seat. Every seat is important as we speak.
But he was under an allegation, towards the end of the elections.
Yes.
His son. So, we were wondering whether that would impact his election.
Okay, but look at the figure at the top of his list. Okay, one at a time.
The election gets changed because of some last moment issues.
Okay, I just wanted to again focus on the top of your screens. Okay, where Madhya Pradesh seems to be becoming more unidirectional, where Rajasthan seems to be still very, very close. Go ahead, Akhilji.
I just want to recall, I know Shivraj Singh Chauhan, when he came first time in Bhopal, in the early career, so he spent some time with my brother-in-law. He was an advocate, and he was so humble. I talked to him, and he was so humble, and I was thinking such a kind of person may not be fit in BJP. But he has changed himself, and the existing conditions of the BJP, and they change it to this, I would say, is a corrupt regime of BJP. He has transformed himself. Okay. So he is successful in that, but ultimately what people think about you is the most important thing.
Let's quickly get the politicians back in to see how they are feeling this morning. because it is important, because their fates and their party fates are being decided as we speak. Gautam is still with us from the Congress. Nigat is still with us from the BJP. Gautam, how's it looking? I know we are probably an hour away before we can be confident about anything. But how's your viewpoint, enthusiasm changing as the minutes tick away?
I think I'm following trends which are coming from different sources as well. Telangana, I think there is a massive lead. What I'm told from the internal party sources that we are leading at about 50 to 52 seats. And Chhattisgarh also is repeat of the previous election. I think we are going to win Chhattisgarh as massively as we won it the last time. The Rajasthan seems a close contest, as I told earlier also in the morning statement. However, Rajasthan, you will see Ashok Gehlot ka jadoo fir se chalega. Riwaz badalne ja raha hai. And that I can assure you about. Madhya Pradesh trends are a little disappointing in the beginning because we saw a Congress wave there as well. But I would still say it's too early. Let's wait for a couple of more hours and let's see which way Madhya Pradesh heads.
All right.
But what I see from now is that the Congress is bare minimum forming 3 out of 4 governments today. And that is the indication of the Modi factor coming to an end in this country.
The honest analysis as at 8:46 a.m. is that the Congress seems to be forming at least 2 out of the 4 governments today. Remember, in Chhattisgarh, the Congress is currently leading in just under the halfway mark. In Telangana, you still need to get past that sort of 60 mark, and 61. You would want at least 65 to be comfortable. The Congress is leading in 49. It is all up for grabs in Rajasthan, neck to neck. 72 leads each, about 40-50 seats yet to report a lead or a trail. In Madhya Pradesh, with 50 seats yet to. Okay, I'm told Kamal Nath is actually speaking this time. Let's listen in.
ये सब सीट पीट तो आप मत गिनिए, पर हम बड़े आराम से।
सर, बीजेपी के बड़े लीडर्स मध्य प्रदेश आ गए हैं।
वो आ गए हैं, बड़े लीडर्स का तो वोट चलता नहीं भाई, वोट तो पब्लिक का चलता है।
सर, सरकार बन रही है।
आप लोग क्या करिएगा?
As I said, there's this hang time in the morning, and forgive our journalists because we ask the most obvious questions and then get the most obvious answers.
He gave a good answer though.
Yeah, that is not the BJP. That vote is the
No,
okay.
Difference is
Ashok Gehlot is
coming
leading
down
by 360 votes.
in MP.
360 votes Ashok Gehlot is leading by from his seat. That's how early the postal ballots are. There aren't a lot of postal ballots. Sardarpura, there you see Ashok Gehlot. I can tell you the figure is 365 votes as we speak. Nigat, so here we are, about just almost an hour into counting. Yes, of course it is nervous and it's exciting at the same period of time. What's the feedback that you guys are getting? How is the confidence wind changing for you?
I haven't been able to speak to the party workers as of now, but when I can see the screen, I can see it. Obviously, there are few fights also, but there are few places where we are leading. It's very early to comment right now, but like Akil Kanji said that he was there at the state of Madhya Pradesh for a month, and he could see that people were inclined towards Congress and not Bharatiya Janata Party. I must suggest that I was also there at Madhya Pradesh, and I was campaigning all this while in MP mostly, and I've seen that how the women, because of the Ladli Yojana, have been inclined completely towards the Mama and towards the Bharatiya Janata Party, because they've literally seen the development, which is why I keep telling that we're going to form the government. It is very early to say that how many states are we going to win, but I mean, my confidence is again the same, that we are going to form the government in the maximum states, and I'd still say it is going to be 4 out of 4 today, and tomorrow the last state, which is going to be also.
So for a reminder for people watching the broadcast, the BJP lost 4 out of 4 5 years ago. They did form a government in Madhya Pradesh a bit later down the road. So they've got everything to win. The Congress has got everything to lose, with the great upset that is playing out in Telangana. If you are K. Chandrasekhar Rao, K.T. Rama Rao, you are extremely circumspect and nervous this morning. Because it is a political existential crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not like political parties don't recover, which are state-led parties. The JDS has been hanging in there for so many decades. That is marvelous politics. It's not easy to do it. The DMK had a fantastic recovery despite being wiped out of the center, 0 Lok Sabha and been defeated by Jayalalitha twice, they had a recovery. So it is possible to recover. But when you're in a bastion state of a newly formed state, this is really, really bad news. And you didn't want the Congress to recover. Priya, if the Congress forms the government in Telangana, surely that's not good news for the BJP either. They're probably hoping that KCR wins another one.
No, definitely the BJP would be very happy to do a deal with KCR. They've also got the ED hold over him. In fact, that was the, why KCR, or rather why BJP lost the momentum. Initially, BJP was, 6 months ago, we thought BJP would be giving KCR a tough fight in the state. But somehow they lost the momentum post Karnataka. And after that, I think they decided that they would go easy on the ED. And the deal was, or so we are told by our sources, that they would be working together. Maybe BJP could help KCR at the state level and KCR could help BJP at the national level, or some sort of an arrangement.
So Nigat, you had the ironical situation in Telangana where you won more Lok Sabha seats than seats in the state assembly, just one last time around. You're expected to do better this time around. I know the party is hoping it's up to 10. More likely it may be 4 or 5. But shouldn't you be hoping that at least if you don't win, because you're not a contester here, that actually KCR wins? You certainly don't want to give some momentum to the Congress.
No, see, I know that what the kind of situation you're talking about right now, again, it's going to be too early. I mean, we're not discussing the Lok Sabha right now, but I am hopeful towards even Telangana right now. Reason being because the way the Congress government has been exposed since so many years, it is very much evident that the people have started pulling off their hands from the Congress party, and which is why I am confident it's not about the counting right now or not counting. It is about the party who has actually gained the trust of the people and who has actually lost the trust of the people. It is both the ways. If we talk about the center government also then, and if we talk about the state government also then. So, Congress is going to be, and let's, when we talk about KCR, it has a completely different way of ruling. It has a completely different way and different perspectives all this while. We've seen how they work. And I am very much, again, I'd say that I'm very much confident, yet it is too early for me.
No, you don't have to be fans of KCR, but to deny, Manish, deny the Congress a momentum. You don't want to see the Congress recovering in Telangana or Andhra after being wiped out, if you're the BJP.
See, as Priya said, in Telangana, I think BJP has given the clean way to Congress because they wanted KCR to come up, whereas and they have the ED hold, so they can control through Kavita. But now Congress is getting momentum, and it is not a good news for BJP because BJP doesn't want that Congress should get strength, because they have made the Congress at some weak situation in the past, and they want that Congress should remain in this weak situation. Whereas after the revival of the second phase of reborn of Rahul Gandhi, where from the Bharat Jodo Yatra, the Rahul Gandhi is getting working on the image improving. I mean, if you see the translator issue or so.
Quick updates from the ground before I come back to my guests. Ladies and gentlemen, in Chhattisgarh, the postal ballot counting is over. To give you a flavor of how little votes are cast through postal ballot, and so if you are relying on these figures, on what kind of numbers, here's a reality check. For example, in the main constituencies like Dharsiva, only 763 postal ballots were cast. In Raipur Rural, only 1100 postal ballots were cast. Raipur West, 962 postal ballots were cast. Raipur South, 1338 postal ballots were cast. Raipur North, 668 postal ballots were cast. So it gives you an indication that these figures are being based on very slim voting. This changes very rapidly, of course, because the EVM is instantaneous. So when you see postal ballot counting, then you potentially start seeing major upsets, because in one of the seats that are being contested by KCR, he's currently trailing. And have a look at the figure on the top of your screens. 105 leads for the BJP. Remember, they are about to cross in terms of leads what they won last time around. But the figure in Chhattisgarh is now predicting a sweep for the Congress party. We don't know if it holds or not. 1 hour later, it could be a lot different. But right now, we are predicting a sweep for the Congress in Chhattisgarh, well past the halfway mark of 45, similar to the figures last time around, which they'll be thrilled with. A thumping lead for the Congress in Telangana, 58 to 30 in that state. Halfway mark, remember, being 60. The Congress is nearing the leads in the halfway mark. A very close contest in Rajasthan, believe it or not. And it is a much better contest this morning for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh. Fascinating developments are happening. I'm going to try to get our reporters from on the ground just to give us a dipstick test of what is happening, Akhil ji, now coming back to Telangana, why would it not suit the BJP to let KCR take it, at least deny the Congress? It certainly is looking the Congress is back, and that's a big deal, fundamentally big deal, because a fundamental shift took place when the state of Telangana was created.
You see, I think BJP has been playing negative politics. They wanted to defeat the Congress, whereas they must emphasize on the development part, because nowadays only this Bijli Pani Shiksha Swad Rozgar is the most important aspect of any elections, which has been created by Arvind Kejriwal, I would say again. In Telangana, you see the money which was going to be given on the election day, and that was stopped by election commission. That was the main reason behind this debacle of BRS. So I would say that it is the Congress who has given some positive politics and impression before the public that they are interested in Congress now.
Okay, first round of EVM counting. Bhupesh Baghel trailing from Patan. In Raipur, in Raipur South, the BJP's Rajesh Munnut is leading. In Raipur North, the BJP is also leading now. So it is flipped from Congress to BJP leads. So 3 seats there the BJP is leading from. In the Raipur rural, the Congress's Pankaj Sharma is currently leading. I am being told that in Madhya Pradesh, Nirottam Mishra is currently trailing. And the current state home minister from Chhattisgarh, Sahu, is currently trailing in Chhattisgarh. So the leads of the Congress are coming at 51 now. That's well past the halfway mark. But the BJP has turned the tide in a couple of constituencies at least. Have a look. KCR trailing in Kamareddy. It's probably not going to hold. But like I said, it's very nervous times if you are in the BRS leadership as we speak. I'm going to try to get our reporters on the ground to get you a flavor perspective of where things have reached. I'm trying to update you as fast as possible what's happening. Priya, Rajasthan, here we are now. So the postal ballots are finished. EVM first rounds are now concluding. It's really close. Really can't get closer than this.
No, you can't. I mean, it's 50. As of now on the screen, they're neck to neck really. It's interesting, KCR trailing just after he changed the name of his party to go national BRS. I think the state has also said now, we're done with you. Go to the center, really. So he won't have a state level party to back him for his national dream. So really it's a double whammy for KCR if he loses his own seat and the state.
Okay.
Rajasthan is the state to watch. Rishabh, to answer your first question, if the BJP loses in Telangana, they will be, they will have really no presence. They have no presence in the south except for Puducherry, So this is going to be north versus south, and if they retain Madhya Pradesh and win Rajasthan, then BJP holding his fort in the north.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember,
south they're nowhere.
Helps.
Congress is in the south. It's north versus south.
Yeah, when an election is being organized, at a national level, let's not kid ourselves. Being in power at the state level helps.
Yeah.
Let's not kid ourselves that fundraising also helps. If you are in power in states. There was a reason the Congress hung around as number 3 to the Shiv Sena government in Maharashtra, because they didn't have big states that time. They had to hang in there. Losing Maharashtra was a blow because party machinery also has to work. Somebody's got to pay the bills as well. So let's not kid ourselves. Megha Sharma joining us. Megha, we have some leads and trails out of Rajasthan. Can you take us through them, please?
Right now, I'm at the BJP office here in Jaipur, and you can see these chants and the sloganeering that is taking place. If my camera person could actually pan around and showcase over here. In fact, there's one of these candidates from the BJP. He's fighting an election on the BJP ticket, of course, and in one of the Jaipur constituencies, Jaipur rural constituencies. Also, like I said, here, take a look at a number of these people who have been gathered. These are all karyakartas over here. They have been getting together. I have one of these people. Let's quickly hear it from you, sir. अभी हम अगर देखें इलेक्शन के जो आपके नंबर्स आ रहे हैं, आंकड़े आ रहे हैं, यहाँ पे दिखाई जा रहा है कि बीजेपी आगे है 102 से। इस समय जो कांग्रेस है वो कुछ 85-86 के करीब है, पर क्लियर क्या लगता है एब्सोल्यूट मेजॉरिटी होगी?
150 बिल्कुल
150। और जहाँ पे आपके वेलफेयर स्कीम्स की बात होती है, यहाँ पे तो मैंने काफ़ी लोगों से पूछा, हवा महल के कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से पूछा, वो उन लोग का अलग कहना है कि कांग्रेस आएगी।
हम पूरे राजस्थान में घूमते हैं, हम ग्रामीण क्षेत्र के लोग हैं, वहाँ इतना अच्छा रुझान है पार्टी के लिए, यहाँ 150 नॉर्मल।
ओके, ऑल राइट। आई हैव विद मी नाउ उपेन यादव जी भी। उपेन जी, आप कौन सी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से लड़ रहे हैं?
मैं साफरा विधानसभा क्षेत्र से।
और क्या आपको लगता है, क्या ट्रेंड है? लोगों के पास आप जाके उनको क्या वादे दिए हैं, क्या प्रॉमिसेस दिए हैं?
वादे में नहीं ये किया कि परिणाम जो भी हो, मैं 365 दिन साफरा के विकास के लिए काम करूंगा, भ्रष्टाचार और जातिवाद को खत्म करूंगा, सड़क चाहे पानी हो, जो पानी की सबसे ज़्यादा किल्लत है। और कल से विधानसभा क्षेत्र में जनता की सेवा में मैं हाजिर हो जाऊंगा, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूर्ण बहुमत के साथ सरकार बना रही है। कुशासन का अंत हो रहा है कांग्रेस का और सुशासन की शुरुआत हो रही है।
कौन कौन सी ऐसी स्कीम्स हैं? क्योंकि लोग तो बोल रहे हैं कि वो खुश हैं, जो अशोक गहलोत की स्कीम्स हैं, चाहे वो चिरंजीवी स्कीम हो, चाहे वो पानी हो, चाहे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हो, मोबाइल फोन्स फ्री दे रहे हैं। इसकी टक्कर में बीजेपी क्या लेके आ रही है?
देखो, मैं नग्गेपेर विधानसभा क्षेत्र में गया हूँ, वहां देखा पानी पीने का पानी नहीं है, और इनके नेताओं ने तो जल मिशन में सबसे बड़ा घोटाला कर दिया, करोड़ों का घोटाला कर दिया। तो वहां जा रहा हूँ, पानी की बड़ी समस्या, किल्लत है, पीने का पानी नहीं है, सड़क है, हॉस्पिटल की हालत खराब है, वहाँ भ्रष्टाचार एक चरम सीमा छू चुका है। तो इन सबको लेकर हमने भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक पूर्ण सत्ता में आ रही है, तो उसको लेकर।
ओके।
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.